Peace and blessings. Welcome again. We are here working on our Kato. We have the burnt umber, which is going to end up being the deepest skin tone for our Kato. Kato is the Kate Kit, but since I'm creating him as a boy, I'm calling him Kato. He is a 20-inch vinyl reborn. So here we are. What we are going to do is we're going to darken up the tips of the ears a little bit more. So what we're doing is the top of the ear, about midway, going toward the back and behind the ear. We are going to put this deep burnt umber that actually when I mixed it with a small amount of black and a small amount of yellow ochre. So that's what I did. Now here we are, just kind of pouncing that out a bit, getting good and behind the ear. Okay, let's see. I think you might be able to see that there is added darkness there. Now we're going to go on to the next ear and try to line it up and go behind it as well. So, and then we are going to pounce that out. I enjoy different types of arts and crafts. Reborning is something that I really do enjoy quite a bit. I got into this hobby a few years back. I've always enjoyed dolls, but I got into the actual reborn hobby a few years back. I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago. And um, it's been a wonderful journey. Absolutely wonderful. It started with a friend of mine. We somehow or another were talking about uh, Beyonce carrying Blue Ivy, and that there were just some question that people had if she actually carried Blue Ivy. Was it, you know, was she actually pregnant? And somehow or another, we came on to something on the internet where they were showing a picture of Beyonce or a video where she was on an interview or something, I don't know. But when she sat down on the couch, according to this video, her belly, where the baby was inside of her, folded like it was a pillow. So it had been supposedly said, this is all alleged, that Blue Ivy, that she didn't carry Blue Ivy, and that when you seen Blue Ivy, some pictures of her early on, that they were a reborn and not a real baby. Now, this is all alleged, and I couldn't care one way or the other because it doesn't affect me at all. But that is how I ended up hearing the term reborn. And that then started a little bit of a deep dive. You know, you Google something, then a YouTube video shows up regarding, reborns. And then, of course, the box openings came on, and oh, those were absolutely fabulous. And so, what I did was I ordered myself a doll from Paradise Galleries, and I named her Ebony. And I began my channel with Ebony, and watching actual reborn artists as well as others in the community, other collectors in the community. I wanted a actual reborn doll. So maybe a month or two after that, um, I purchased a reborn from Kimberly of Kimberly's Cocoon, and she was online painting this baby, which is Serenity. And I fell in love because Serenity like many, looked like my grandmother, my paternal grandmother that passed when my dad was 16, so I never knew her. And so Serenity looked like my grandmother, and she also looked a little bit like a cousin of mine who also had passed away. So I wanted Serenity. So long story short, I got Serenity. I named her Serenity Rose. She's on my channel also. And I fell in love with Reborns. What I ended up doing, it may have been a month or two later, I fell in love and I wanted Kimberly of Kimberly's Cocoon to reborn another kit for me. And she reborn Eleanor Ann. And Eleanor Ann, I named her Alia Nagosi. She's also on my channel. And that started my journey. I took a somewhat of a hiatus while I was caring for both of my parents. And so I was not making videos at that time. There was a lot going on. I have some videos on my channel where I discuss a little bit more about my parents and caring for them. I've gone around somewhat of the perimeter of the face with some of this burnt umber. This here dark line here of demarcation, I'm going to work on that to get that more blurred. Part of it, his hairline will be there, but I still do not want that dark line of demarcation. So I have to work on it. I did also do a little bit more on the back of the head just so I could see how beautiful the coloring is. I don't know, for some reason I'm not in as great a focus as I would like to be. Um, in any event, this is our Kato. Here is our other kit that we began with as well. This is Honey. We'll be working on Honey as well. She also has a dedicated series to her coming to life. So we are going to work a little bit more on the central part of Kato's face to darken it up. I have to figure out what color will be nice. I want this to remain highlighted, so I want it to be a bit lighter, but I want it to nicely blend and not be a stark difference. So we got to work that out. I have some colors here that I have created. I did talk about that in my other video today or in this series. And so I got to figure out which color will work. The number 5 looks nice, but it's not getting darker. So what I may have to do is I may have to take the number 5 and mix it with maybe a slight bit of burnt umber to maybe get it a little bit darker. I have to work that out and figure it out. That's part of art. It's very individual and it's something that's fun. It's exciting and I'm having a blast. I really am. I'm loving this coloring. He's coming out so beautiful. Here is one of Kato's arms. Look how beautiful, beautiful, enriched color. And we see the hand, the fingers, how beautiful. Kato is coming out so nicely. I will do additional layers on Kato. I will go ahead with some burnt umber on Kato on the legs. The color that you are seeing now and that you saw on the arm, that was the number 4, that combination of multiple colors that I created. That's what you're looking at now, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you look at that coloring along with the base of the Kato's neck, you can see that the burnt umber is deeper in color. So we would like to just kind of get a little bit more of that deeper color on Kato's limbs. I will admit I'm a little hesitant about Kato's mid face, what color to put mid face. Um, so I think I'm going to have to do some type of blend, some type of mix, uh, because there is a big difference in the skin tone, um, which I did want the middle to be highlighted because if you remember in the beginning, I just gave a foundation color to Kato's mid face and then I went over with a yellow which was yellow ochre to give that brightness. And then I kind of, after that, I went over it with that beautiful nutmeg color, maybe maybe 2 layers or 3. So now I'm thinking I need to go, of course, obviously darker because it is a too much of a contrast. Now, if I were making a baby with vitiligo, which in the future I will, and in the near future, some of this coloring would be just fine. Uh, so, but now I have to figure out what I'm going to do to mix some of these colors together. So I'm going to pause this video while I get some paints to be able to mix on camera. I was looking at my paints. Maybe I don't have to mix another color for Kato's mid face. I have this color, which I created while I was making my other dolls. And this is lighter than the number 4 and darker, no, lighter. Let's see, this one, I think it will go nicely um, with our Kato. Um, let's see if I can show you. Okay, so this is color, and as you can see, it's nice thinned out. Okay, nicely thinned out. So when you look at it along with the other colors, you see it should go nicely, especially because it's more it's sheerer than the other. So I'm thinking that it might work. Um, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Um, yeah, it's lighter than both of these, lighter than both of these, and darker than this one. So I think it will. I think it will work. I think so. Um, the only way we're gonna know is we have to try. So yeah, we'll try. I think what I will do is I'm going to just put a sample of this color on the flange, like around where the front of the face. Okay, I think that will work. Yeah, I think it will work. Let's nervous. I'm a little bit nervous. Let's go. I'm gonna start with the perimeter a little bit. And what I may do after I get the color on, completely on, and it's dry, I may go over with a yellow ochre to continue to give that highlight. Let's see, what do we have? Okay, I don't know if you can see. Let's, you see a little bit of that color? Okay, I think it will work. I think it will work. Okay. Okay. Gonna go some more. Just going a little bit more here. Trying to go light. Oh my goodness. I am. Well, the one thing about it, you don't know until you try, right? I don't know what colors technically will work. So um, let's remember this is only my third doll making my own. So I'm learning as I'm going. Um, I am self taught from, listen, YouTube University. And I watch a lot of free videos of some artists that use heat set, which of course I use air dry. However, some of the principles are very similar. So I learned from them, and then I was able to find some air dry artists to be able to watch, and that has helped me as well. Oh, the color has come nice. I think a couple of more coats, and we will be well on our way with the coloring. Okay, great. So I'm learning as I'm going. Now we're going to go inside the nose a little bit with the same color. What I like to do is first I do black to really get some real depth, okay? And then the skin around, or what will be the skin around on the vinyl doll, right? I go ahead with the actual color of that we're using. So that will be very nice inside the nose and around. And you're going to see some other creasing that I will do on the face to add additional dimension to the face. So, well, I think our baby Kato is looking good. We will end this video here and pick up with another part as we continue journeying on making Kato, bringing him to life. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share. You can turn on your notification bell too to know when I upload. Enjoy your day. Thank you.